The sun was setting, casting long, orange shadows over the quiet neighborhood. Alex glanced nervously at his best friend, Jamie, sitting across from him in the dimly lit cafe. But something was off. Jamie's usual warmth, the easy smile, the spark in his eyes, was missing. Instead, he stared blankly ahead, voice cold and distant. "Do you remember that time we got lost hiking?" Alex asked, hoping to spark some familiarity. Jamie nodded, but the way he said it felt rehearsed, like reciting lines from a script rather than recalling a memory. It was the first crack in the mask, a tiny moment of dissonance that gnawed at Alex's gut. Over the next few days, Jamie's strange behavior intensified. He avoided eye contact, spoke in clipped sentences, and seemed disconnected from their shared past. When Alex mentioned old jokes or adventures, Jamie's responses were delayed, awkward, as if searching a distant, broken record. One evening, Alex sat alone in his room scrolling through old photos on his phone. There were countless memories of them laughing, goofing around, moments frozen in time. Yet, the person smiling back in the latest pictures felt like a stranger. Later that night, Alex's phone buzzed. A message from Jamie: "Can we talk? Meet me at the park." Heart pounding, Alex grabbed his jacket and headed into the cool night. The park was nearly empty, bathed in pale moonlight. Jamie stood under a flickering street lamp, but as Alex approached, a chill ran down his spine. Jamie's movements were stiff, unnatural. His eyes, once so full of life, were dull, glassy. "Jamie, what's going on?" Alex's voice trembled. But Jamie's reply was mechanical, emotionless. "I am fine. Everything is fine." Suddenly, Jamie turned his head sharply, unnervingly fast, as if his body was a puppet controlled by something else. The street lamp flickered again, casting eerie shadows that twisted his face into something unfamiliar. Alex took a step back, heart racing. Was this really his best friend? Or had something sinister taken his place? The sudden change was no accident. It was a warning, a terrifying glimpse into a nightmare where the people you trust aren't who they seem to be. Days passed since that unsettling night at the park, but Alex couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. The strange behavior of Jamie clung to his mind like a shadow, growing heavier with every passing hour. One rainy afternoon, Alex sat alone in his room, the dull patter of raindrops against the window adding to the heavy silence. He glanced up as Jamie appeared in the hallway mirror, or rather, what looked like Jamie. But something was wrong. The reflection didn't move quite right. When Jamie turned to leave, the figure in the mirror lingered, holding a twisted, cruel smile long after the real Jamie's face had turned away. Alex's breath caught. He blinked, rubbed his eyes, but the smile stayed. The mirror seemed to warp reality, revealing the doppelganger lurking just beneath the surface. That night, Alex couldn't sleep. Every creak and whisper in the dark set his nerves on edge. He lay in bed, staring at the cracked mirror on the wall, where shadows seemed to flicker and stretch, teasing his vision. Suddenly, the reflection shifted. Jamie's face stared back, but the eyes were black voids, empty and hollow. The lips curled into a sinister grin. Alex bolted upright, heart hammering, but the mirror was just glass again. He needed proof. The next day, Alex followed Jamie, watching from a distance as his friend moved through the city like a ghost, distant, cold, and utterly unhuman. At one point, Jamie paused in front of a cracked shop window. Alex caught a glimpse of that same twisted reflection in the glass, but when Jamie moved again, his face was blank and unreadable. Fear settled deep inside Alex's chest. This wasn't just a change. This was something else entirely, something wrong, unnatural. He tried to call Jamie, to confront him, but the calls went unanswered. Messages vanished unread. It was as if the real Jamie had disappeared, replaced by this shadow that wore his face. That night, Alex returned home, the cracked mirror mocking him with every glance. The shadow in the mirror wasn't just an image, it was a warning. Somewhere in the dark, something had taken his best friend's place. And it was watching. Waiting. Alex's world had spiraled into a chilling haze of doubt and fear. The Jamie he once knew was gone, replaced by something cold and unknowable. Determined to uncover the truth, Alex plunged into an investigation he never wanted to start. He began with Jamie's apartment, a place once filled with warmth, now eerily silent. The door was slightly ajar, as if someone had hurriedly left or didn't want to be disturbed. Inside, everything looked almost normal, but the air was heavy, suffused with an unshakable sense of wrongness. Alex rifled through Jamie's belongings, searching for any clue. His fingers trembled as he uncovered a small, black notebook filled with strange symbols, twisted shapes that pulsed with a dark energy on the page. Scribbled notes hinted at rituals, warnings, and a desperate fight for control. Among the pages was a phone number, scribbled in haste. Hesitating, Alex dialed. The line crackled, then a voice whispered, "You don't know what you're dealing with. Stop digging before it's too late." The warning only deepened Alex's resolve. Determined to find answers, he started digging through Jamie's recent activities. He uncovered disturbing footage from security cameras, images of Jamie standing motionless in a dark alleyway, eyes vacant, while shadowy figures moved around him. The timestamps coincided with the nights Jamie's behavior had shifted. Alex reached out to mutual friends. Most avoided the topic, their eyes flickering with fear or guilt. One friend, Sarah, finally whispered a truth. "Jamie told me about a shadow that followed him. He said it wasn't human." The pieces clicked into place. The doppelganger wasn't just a copy, it was a parasitic entity, feeding on Jamie's life, slowly erasing him. One night, Alex returned home to find his own reflection flickering strangely in the mirror. His heart pounded. If the shadow could reach Jamie, could it reach him next? He realized the fight wasn't just to save Jamie, it was to save himself. But the deeper he dug, the more dangerous the truth became. Someone, or something, was playing a dark game. And Alex was right in the middle. Night had fallen like a thick, suffocating blanket, swallowing the city in shadows. Alex's heart pounded as he crept through the deserted streets, the cold air biting at his skin. The black notebook's strange symbols burned in his mind, and the whispered warnings echoed relentlessly, "Stop digging before it's too late." But Alex couldn't stop. Not now. Not when Jamie's life, and possibly his own, hung in the balance. Following the trail of eerie clues, Alex found himself at the edge of town, before a crumbling, abandoned building. The place was shrouded in darkness, its broken windows like empty eyes staring into the void. A faint, flickering light pulsed inside. His hands shaking, Alex pushed open the rusted door. Inside, the air was thick with dust and something far worse, an oppressive sense of dread. In the center of the room, beneath a single swinging bulb, stood Jamie. Or what looked like Jamie. The real Jamie, pale, gaunt, and bound, his eyes hollow with terror. Near him, the doppelganger paced slowly, its movements unnatural, jerky, like a marionette on invisible strings. Alex swallowed hard as the creature turned, revealing its face. At first glance, it was Jamie's face, identical, but the eyes were black voids, the smile twisted into something cruel and inhuman. "You shouldn't have come," the doppelganger hissed, voice cold and mechanical. Fear and anger surged through Alex. "Let him go." The creature tilted its head, amused. "You can't save him. He's mine now." Jamie's lips trembled as he mouthed, "Help me." Alex's eyes darted around desperately, searching for a way to free his friend. Suddenly, the doppelganger lunged toward him, unnatural speed ripping through the stillness. Alex barely dodged, stumbling back. The room seemed to pulse, shadows twisting and reaching like living things. The doppelganger advanced again, voice dripping with malice. "Stay silent. Walk away, or lose everything." Alex's mind raced. This was no ordinary enemy, it was something ancient, something hungry for souls. But giving up wasn't an option. With a surge of courage, Alex grabbed a broken pipe from the floor and charged, shattering the bulb overhead. Darkness flooded the room, chaos erupted, and the doppelganger's scream echoed, both human and monstrous. When the lights flickered back on, the creature was gone. Jamie slumped, weak but alive. Alex helped him up, whispering, "We'll get through this together." But as they fled the building, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that the nightmare was far from over. The doppelganger had warned him, and now, he knew, it was only the beginning. The first light of dawn barely touched the horizon as Alex and Jamie stumbled out of the abandoned building. Jamie's face was pale, his eyes haunted, but at least he was free. For now. They didn't stop to rest. Alex knew the doppelganger wasn't gone, it was lurking, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again. Every shadow seemed alive, every whisper a warning. As they reached the safety of Alex's apartment, Jamie collapsed onto the couch, exhausted but alive. The room felt heavy with unspoken fear. Alex sat beside him, voice low and steady. "What happened in there? It wasn't just a creature. It's something that can replace us, take our place, live our lives better than we can. And it's still out there." Jamie nodded weakly, eyes distant. "I don't know how long it was pretending to be me. Sometimes I think it's still inside me, waiting to come back." Days turned into restless nights. Alex noticed small changes, his own reflection seemed sluggish, and once, for a split second, his smile didn't quite match his eyes. Paranoia crept in. He realized the doppelganger's power wasn't just in taking bodies, it was in sowing doubt, fear, and isolation. It fed on uncertainty, growing stronger each time it slipped through the cracks. Alex's final warning echoed in the silence of the night: if you ever feel someone you trust isn't who they say they are, if their memories don't match yours, if their eyes feel empty, don't ignore it. The doppelganger might already be watching you. The camera pulls back, showing the quiet street outside, peaceful on the surface, but shadows twist just beyond the light. Somewhere, something waits. And the nightmare continues.